with the computer, so I might have to just do it on my phone. Either way, we're going to try to get this done. And hopefully more of you are coming in. I know it's getting later there at your time. But what we want to talk to you today is some things concerning the 144,000. We hear about that in the Word of God. You know that God's going to call back these of His ancient Hebrew descended people, and and then we're going to go from there. And later we're going to, if anybody has questions, we're going to discuss, you know, on the live feed some of the questions that you have. Hold on just a minute. We're still working on some things. And if we can't get the computer working properly, we'll just do. But when I get ready to, okay. If it goes out again, I won't worry about it, Mike. I'll just do it on the phone. You can close the door if you want. Okay. I'm hoping that we won't go out again because we're having some problems. But here we go. We're going to get started. All right. Regardless, we're not going to let the devil block us. All right. Okay. So, in Isaiah, it says, I, Yahweh, speak with directness. I express myself with clarity. This today is about assembling. It's about the assembly of God's chosen holy people. And we say chosen, but sometimes we forget what that means. It doesn't just mean we're chosen to be, oh, these people are the descendants of the ancient Hebrews. No, it also means that we have a duty to return to the Most High, to our own land, and to bring together the congregation. Now, when we hear that word, we think congregation actually means, oh, that means it's going to be some kind of church. No. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about bringing in the ancient order of what Yahshua HaMashiach left with Peter and the disciples. Remember, you can read in the New Testament where it says that Peter and the disciples all came together, and this was after, Yahshua had rose again and went on into the heavens. They brought all the people together who were devout, whose heart was right. And everybody had everything in kind, the word says. They shared everything. They supported each other. That's something we don't really know about here in these modern eras, in these modern times. We tend to think individuality and what I have is mine and you get yours. But in this coming kingdom, this coming world, Yahshua is wanting us to turn back to the ways of the disciples. Think about it. He taught the disciples exactly how they were supposed to carry out his mission on earth. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little, blip about what, this is looking like for you. Now, what I'm doing, what my job is, and what I've been called to do, is to find out who and where are some of these 144,000. Yahweh gave me a command just a few days ago. He said, okay, Lynn, I've been chomping at the bit, make videos, but God held me back until the time was right. And he said, now it's time to help locate my holy chosen people, those who are truly mine, who are devout, who are sealed for me. So this is today is what we're going to do. And what we're going to do is, whoever's, I can see you whether you're in the chat or not, I want you to understand and know what I'm asking of you. I'm not asking of you any money. That ain't what I do. That's not my job. My job is to find out if you, in your spirit and heart, have been called. If you feel this calling, that you're one of the ones that's supposed to return. And therefore, if you are, what we're going to do today is we're going to just lay a little groundwork. Each one of you to send me your email or phone number. You don't have to put your whole name, just your contact, a name, your name, and a contact. Because what the Most High has commanded me to do is to bring it together, all those names of people. And he knows who you are, because I prayed. He said, I'm going to have the ones who I'm calling to send you their name and contact information. I'm to make a list of these people. And then once I make this list, I keep this list and I keep you updated on what God is doing. Right now, He's preparing our land for us. He's preparing it for us. He's preparing everything. And we know there's lots of stuff going on and there's wars in the Middle East. But you know, God is a masterful God. When he speaks, nations crumble. Wars cease. So, but what he wants is he wants his people prepared. Those who are called, who are going to be the leaders. And if you've read, anything about my book, the book speaks of this. How as he walks this thing down, it was in the book. It didn't name the sickness, but that there will be a sickness. Then it walks it on down about the 144,000. It walks it on down about the Medes and the Persians getting stirred up. That's Iran. That's already happened. It walks it on down to us returning and the congregation and ruling in our, all those who are devout, righteous, holy, seeking people will be with us. Now, as I said, my job is to command me, call the 144,000. Now I'm calling to see where you are, but that doesn't mean, oh, okay, we're getting together, we're getting ready to go to the homecoming. No, that means that God is wanting to see who's on his side and who ain't on his side, and who of his children have a heart and a desire to follow him when the time comes, right? That, it sounds so simple and childlike, but that's important to him. That's important to him. Because think of it, just fear God enough to think like this. If God really wanted to destroy that land, no, I don't mean the land, I mean those ruling the land, our homeland. I'm going to say homeland, so we'll keep it together. He could do that at the snap of his finger. He could do that in the snap of his finger. Clean that place out from them. But what he wants, though, we are the owners. We are his ancestral heritage who was supposed to take care of it. So he wants to know, it's like a switch on the wall. That switch turns on that light, but unless I switch it, it won't come on. So unless he, sees that his children are now, just like Ezekiel said, they were dry bones, they done got up, their skin, their sinew, their souls, their breath has now returned. Now they're standing like an army on their feet. That gives God the sign that it's time to prepare the land for his children. You get it? We think we're so unimportant that, nothing matters that we do. We sort of got learned from the pagan Gentiles that, we have low value and nobody really cares about us, and nobody's really thinking or considering our value and what we have to say. But guess what? Heaven considers your value. Heaven wants to know what you want in your heart so it can proceed, right? Okay, so now how is this to be done? Just like I said, I gave you a little, and I'm going to make sure later I put my email. Now most of my email addresses is on the other videos, but I'll try to make sure I put that down. And so you can actually send me your contact information, your email, a phone number, however you want to feel you want to be contacted. Because once myself and the other champions that God has sent down to prepare the home for you and your children, your little ones, is there and ready, then I will contact you. I know it sounds wild and supernatural, but God works. And let me tell you something about myself. I know for the last 20 plus years, God had called me to do this, to be a preparer for his people, to clear the pathway. The videos that you've seen in the past is part of it. And my traveling is part of it, leaving Babylon, moving on forward. That's all been part of his plan for me and a few small group of others to go forth to prepare the homecoming for the rest of our brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave that in that little code because there's a lot of people that, be in your business or be online that ain't really for God's business, but they're trying to act like they are and, cause trouble. So now, and another reason I need some kind of contact is to keep you updated on what's going on So you will continue to be faithful and courageous in moving forward with whatever the Most High is commanding you to do. I don't know when, that call, that last major call is going to come. Come on, child. Come on, children. My job is just to prepare you. And I was made for this. I was made for this. The battle and the training has been grueling, but I knew a long time ago that that was my call, to do that for the Most High, and to serve Him in this way. And so I'm asking you to be patient in that way, but help me in that way. We're not talking about nobody's money. Lord knows we all need money, but that's not my job. Hallelujah. God holds all the universe together. He owns all the gold and the silver. He can drop into your bank account, which He has. Sometime money that had no person on the other end that dropped it in my bank account. So I know that when He calls us to do a work, we don't ask the people to pay for that work. He said, buy the truth and sell it not. And in the end, you're going to get the blessings. It says you don't plow, you don't sow forever and plow. In the end, it comes time for you to reap the harvest. That's for you and I. All of y'all probably are going through some stuff right now, whether it's food shortages or money shortages or different things. But you're not going to always be sowing. God will bless you to reap soon. And I'm going to tell you something. And a lot of people don't like to hear this kind of stuff, though, but we tend to wonder, well, Lord, why are we living in America? Why don't you just give us all this stuff? And some people was waiting on reparations. And I told you God wasn't going to let you have no reparations. And what did they do at the UN? They said, no, we don't even believe we done nothing wrong. Ain't nobody getting no reparations. So God knew that if He give a lot of people reparations, some of His chosen would stay right there and spend that money and give it right back to the man in his pocket, right? God didn't want that. He wants better for you. So as you come out and as you are faithful to follow Him, you'll notice things get better. Health gets better. Prosperity comes. I can be a living testimony. This is what's happened to me. When me and my family came out, as we progressed and we humbled ourselves before the Most High, we kept gaining these blessings that we didn't even have to work for. I kid you not. It's the truth. I tell the truth before heaven. So I want you to understand that it's about obedience. If you tell your child, you know what, if you clean up your room and you do all this stuff and you go out in the yard and you clean up, I'm going to give you $10. I'm going to carry you down to the store and get you some ice cream and all this stuff. You're not going to want to give that child that until he or she does what you tell them to do. Correct? Correct. Yahweh is the same way. He's waiting for you to put your mind in order to say, even if I'm still in America, I'm going to start making plans to come out. And then when He calls me to Jerusalem, that's where I'll go. All right. So all of you basically know me, though, but I would like to say a little bit for those who are, listening, who are, might not know, a little bit about me. I am the author of the book, The Stone Rejected Will Become the Key Cornerstone. My name is Delina Spinelli. This book covers so much information. Many of you have gotten the book. However, many of you may have not. It's a prophetic book that God had me start writing over 25 years ago. He led me by the Holy Spirit to Samoa in the South Pacific, where I lived 3.5 years. He gave me what to write. I was young at the time, but I obeyed Him. Now, and we welcome any new subscribers. I'm going to put a little something in the chat just to let everybody know I'm back on. And we'll keep on from there. All right, now we'll keep on from here. Okay. All right, next. And now we're going to try to have this for around 7 days, right? Your time is different from mine. It's like 12 to 14 hours different. So we're going to try to have around 7 days. And no matter who you are, And the day was a little glitchy, right? We understand that happens. But no matter who you are, within those 7 days, if you decide, I'm hoping I'm back on again because we're having some problems. So I'm switching from phone to my computer when it goes out. So it went out again. Anyway, so we're going to keep going. So if you decide between now and the 7 days that you want to send me your email, your contact information, your name, doesn't have to be your complete name. That's up to you. That's up to you. And we're going to keep that private until the Most High has helped and we have prepared everything at the homecoming for you to come, right? All right. So I want to say one more thing before we get close to the end. We have to have a healthy fear of the Most High. We have to have a healthy fear of the Most High. If we do not have a healthy fear, we will not be able to follow through on what He wants us to do, right? We will not have a foundation. Something will come along and we'll like, I planned on obeying God, but no, I think I changed my mind. If you have a healthy fear of the Most High, you're going to press on through with whatever you are trying to do in this world. You're not going to, let the enemy cause you to backtrack on what you're trying to do. And so we want you to understand that. Now, the next thing I want to get up, and like I said, this is just like a preliminary. I'm getting you understanding what we're trying to do. And I've been to my homecoming, our homeland 2 times. And I realize now that was like a reconnaissance, seeing, learning, knowing things that was needing to be, prepared so that when we return, you won't be just, oh, what do we do? Where are we? How do we know what's here or what's there? You're going to have people who know not only what God is commanding and what He's wanting us to do, but that'll give you the confidence that you're going to be okay. That the congregation is being taught. And it ain't about me and the others who with me who will be protecting you. This is about the Most High. In this time, when His people return, He's going to send down His champions. That means His angels, and He's going to fight Himself. Read the book of Isaiah. I want all of y'all, even if you've read the Bible, I'm asking you to familiarize yourself. Go back and read the book of Isaiah again, especially when it starts talking about future events in Jerusalem. You're going to understand that this is talking about you and the blessings and the things you're going to receive by your obedience and your devotedness, no longer being afraid of the man, no longer being afraid of this or that, the other. Because I'm going to tell you something, things are coming to America that's going to be a whole lot worse than what you think you've seen on TV over there in Israel, right? And that's what I want to talk to you about too, real quick. Okay. So I wouldn't say several, I'd say 3 or 4 months ago, right when it started, when, ICE started being formed and all the people started being harassed by ICE, right? I had this dream. It was so clear. It was as if we're outside, nice day, pretty little park, where kids go to play. Sometimes at the park they have gigantic, little statues of dinosaurs and where the kids can run in and run out and climb on the dinosaurs. And okay, so in this park, there was all kind of stuff. And there was this big giant dragon. The kind of dragon, the solid, hard kind, but it had a big giant hole in its stomach, for the children to run through the hole, standing up and run out on the other side and go around and play somewhere else. Well, I'm watching and I see this little blonde boy and he's running through the little hole. It ain't a little hole, it's a big hole. It's big enough for the kids to run through standing up. So this thing is big, this little sculpture of a dragon. So he runs through, runs out on the other side. He's playing, running in and out. All of a sudden, the little boy is missing. I look and the dragon's stomach is closed in. There's no hole for the little child to run in and out. So people starts looking for this little blonde little boy, white boy. Nobody can find him. I think they call in other people, and the people are looking for him. And so they have like this meeting. There's a table. You know how they call when the police come and everybody's sitting at this table brainstorming, trying to see what happened to this little boy. Nobody knows where he went. All of a sudden, I'm sitting at the table watching. The detectives are, got a camera down sitting on the ground. They're outside and they're discussing where this little boy went. Well, up walks this dragon, right? Up walks the dragon that swallowed or closed the little boy. So he sits down like the cat that ate the canary, right? He's quiet. He's just sitting there. But the detectives know that this dragon swallowed or, closed this little boy, this white little blonde boy inside. I didn't know what it meant at first. I asked the Most High, and the Most High showed me it's Trump. Trump is the little boy, right? Those rich men usually play in and out of wrongdoing. But this is the time of the end, and Satan swallowed him whole. And the reason that really happened is because the way he started to acting, starting the war, helping kill those little children over in Gaza, did at first saying he wasn't going to be in wars and all this stuff. My time is about to run out, so I'm going to try to keep it short. And lying, you see lies in the news, all kind of made up stuff, and then he, tell it online, and everybody's like, what is going on? This man got some mental illness. He's been swallowed by the dragon, and now he is the beast. People don't quite understand. A dragon is a beast, right? So the beast is the dragon, and he swallowed him, and now he's carrying out his will. And so you got to understand that eventually when he gets through trying to, fight with Yahweh over in the Middle East, he's going to come back home and he ain't going to have nobody to fight with. Guess who he going to be fighting with? He's going to be fighting with the people in America. So if you read that in Daniel, it says then, all this wars and stuff is going on in Daniel, but then the goat is going to go back to his own land, and who knows what's going to go on there. We don't want to leave that too long. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, well, your last videos, you were talking about, 3-Eye Atlas. Oh, children, baby. This thing is rolling out just as the Most High gave me. Do you know, and I know most of you might have already heard, and I'm going to cut it off in about 3 or 4 more minutes, I'm going a little long, that Trump is about to make an announcement about the aliens, right? Now, I don't know if you've looked, but I hope most of y'all will go and look online where it's talking about the security in the government already met with a lot of pastors in Tennessee to talk to them and prepare them for what they're getting ready to release, so that the pastors will talk to their congregation and help them deal with the understanding that these things are real. They have bodies, that they have, taken and used and saw in real time, and ships and all kinds of stuff. And the pastors were a bit shaken. So I'm going to let you go online, and that'll be your little homework to realize that everything the Most High told you several months ago, my last 3 videos, speaking about 3-Eye Atlas and what was going to happen, is already unfolding. You do that. You let that be your homework. Okay. So like I said, we're going to try to do the next video. It will be, for you, it'll be Saturday. And hopefully we have all these little glitches ironed out, and we won't have so much trouble getting online. But I'm going to end it right there. And let me see if there's anything else. If anyone's out there that you can hear me, if you have any questions, you can send them to me right now during the chat. It's your chance to say what you want to say. If there's anything you want to say, let me know, because I'm going to get off, and we'll do it again on the next one, which hopefully will be Saturday for you. It will be Saturday around the same time. We're going to try to keep this at the same time if possible. If early, we'll give you a notice that it'll be a little earlier. All right? And so I'm going to end it there, and thank you for joining me.